A US advisory panel on US-China relations has accused Chinese spies of aggressively stealing secrets to build up China's military and economic power. The US-China Economic and Security Review Commission urged the US Congress to ensure the country was adequately protected against Chinese spying. A Chinese embassy spokesman in Washington dismissed the allegations as baseless and irresponsible. Washington's ambassador to Beijing has hit out at negative US media coverage of President Barack Obama's visit to China, saying it failed to take into account important progress on many issues. Although producing no breakthroughs on key issues, Obama's state visit to China was heralded by both sides as a success. The trip was the top news story in China. However, much of the US media coverage was strongly negative, accusing Obama of failing to gain concessions on key issues such as Iran's nuclear program and climate change, as well as being weak on human rights. Ambassador John Huntsman said the reports missed the fact that the visit had yielded important progress on cooperation in areas such as clean energy, military-to-military exchanges, and stopping the spread of nuclear weapons. The United States is seeking the release of an American citizen detained in Beijing for 2 years. Shui Feng, a geologist born in China, was detained late in 2007 after negotiating the sale of an oil industry database to his employer at the time, a US-based consultancy. The US Embassy said Shui had been charged with exporting intelligence. His case was not made public until this week because of his wife's fears that publicity would make things worse for her husband. The case was amongst a list raised during Obama's visit to Beijing this week. A gas explosion at a coal mine in Hegang City in the northeastern province of Heilongjiang trapped dozens of miners. The coal mine is owned by the Heilongjiang Longmei Mining Holding Group. The company is reportedly still checking the exact numbers of miners trapped. China's economy is forecast to grow more than 9% next year on the growth of domestic consumption and improving exports. A report released by Renmin University of China said the country's retail sales are predicted to increase 18.2% year-on-year in 2010, boosted by domestic consumption and income growth, according to the report. China's retail sales in October rose 16.2% year-on-year to just over $170 billion. State media reports that 3 sailors died and 2 are missing after a North Korean cargo ship was wrecked on northeastern China's Dalian port. The ship sank about 90 sea miles east of Dalian with 20 seamen on board. The Sea Border Force from the city dispatched emergency rescue helicopters to the scene and retrieved 1 sailor. Another 13 seamen were saved from life rafts. Rescue sailors were resting in a local hotel and doctors were sent to check on them. They're expected to be returned to North Korea shortly. A Chinese mainland official on Taiwan affairs has said that the mainland would work actively for a normalization of economic relations with Taiwan. Wang Yi, director of the Taiwan Work Office from the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, said that the priority of economic relations between the two sides at present and in the next stage is to negotiate and sign the Cross-Strait Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement. And that's the BON headlines for now, but we'll be back with more news after this.